What's up, everybody? It's ElleJaySimmer here, back with another speed build. And for today's speed build, I'm going to build a large multi-generational family home. I am absolutely in love with the way that this turned out. I think it's super cute. It's very cluttered. It's very homey. It's exactly what I would picture when I think of walking into a house with someone who has multiple kids and their grandparent living in the home. And I love the way that it all just kind of flows together and everybody kind of gets their own space, but yet it's still very comfortable and very homey and just perfect for this large family home. I actually did something a little different. Halfway through this build, I kind of had a little bit of like a creator's block. So what I ended up doing is I actually went into ElleJaySimmer and I created the family that I wanted to put in this house. And their name is the Albrights. And I love this family. I used them to play test this build and I actually played with them for over an hour. And I usually never do that, especially when I'm just kind of play testing things. But I just thought it was such a fun family and they fit this build perfect. You know, that being said though, I mean, if you wanted to use this build in your game, obviously you don't have to use the family that I created. I just, in order to kind of furnish the house and do the floor plan, I just thought it was really helpful to kind of have, their personalities and different stuff, kind of intermingled that way. It was just easier to kind of fit everything in and make it more personalized to this family. And like I said, I love the way that it turned out. The family is a large family, like I said, and it consists of the grandma, whose name is Brenda. Her son is Lee, and he is married to Grace. They have 3 children, and they have one on the way. So they have a teenage son. His name is Harrison. They have twin daughters who are Miriam and Jade. And then, there's a bun in the oven. So I didn't even check to see or look at anything to see if it's a boy or girl yet. So I don't know. I just thought it was super cute. I thought it was really a fun idea to have this really big growing family. That they're all very like family oriented and, just create this space for them that other kids can grow up. And, I kind of even figured that this would be the kind of house that, when even you were a kid, everyone had that one friend's house that they went to that was just, you could go and open up their fridge and grab something to eat or drink and you were close with their parents. And I definitely had that kind of vibe when I was building this house. And I think it came across really cool and I'm super happy with it. I love everything about it. I love the interior. I love the exterior. As you see now, I'm working on that backyard. I love that pool that I did. It's kind of, in between, an above ground and, in-ground pool. And I like the way that the deck just flows and I thought it was super fun. And you'll see me kind of, decorate that and add some different things to it. And I did cut out a lot of the floor plan of this home just because it took me a long time to kind of, get everything where I want it. I'm very comfortable with building smaller homes. So this was kind of a little out of the norm for me, but I'm really glad that I did it because like I said, even when I play tested this house, I played for way longer than I usually would. And obviously that means I really like it. So it's a really fun house to play in. And I just, like I said, I adore the outcome. I love the family. It was just a super fun build to do. Right now you see me just kind of cluttering up the kitchen area. It is kind of a smaller kitchen, but I think that's okay. I kind of, imagined it just being like, the mom and the grandma kind of just hang out in there together and they cook some meals and, that's kind of their space that they just bond. And, I did create this dining room space so close next to it that I just kind of figured out that's kind of like the hangout space, where the kids do their homework and, where they eat meals. Now, there might need to be some additions added just because there are additions adding to the family. But like I said, depending on the family that you have living in this house, that could be totally enough. I would think if I continued to play in this build, I'd probably add like a high chair and different stuff, just because there is another baby on the way for the family that I'm using. But like I said, it's totally functionable for anything that you want, your Sims to use, and you can make edits to any of this. But I think it worked out super nice, and I think it's a super fun house. I'm on the laundry room. Well, I just finished the laundry room, and obviously with a family of that size, I could imagine there's a lot of laundry. So I definitely like the fact that I put it kind of, a little nook in that kitchen area where you can just throw all the laundry, and it gets tended to later, because it's kind of out of sight, out of mind was my thought for that, for that aspect of it. And like I said, I just wanted to make it like super homey and very comfortable. So even in this hallway here, I'm just adding some different clutter items. I threw those backpacks under the that buffet table, just because I kind of figured when the kids come home, they just throw all their stuff on the ground and move on to the next thing that they need to do, which I think is pretty realistic, honestly. And then here I am, I'm doing the living space. Now, this actually took me quite a while. I did cut out a lot of it because I tried multiple things and I just did not like the way that it was turning out. So this space did take me quite a bit of time to kind of figure out, but I'm really happy with it. I think it's very comfortable, very cozy looking. I just wanted to add different things around, different clutter items, different greenery, just to kind of make it look like it's very homey. And I even thought, this family, they've been here for a really long time. They've been here for a lot of years. So this is just kind of the space where like people can just go hang out. I do build a really nice outdoor space, so I thought the same with that. When the weather's nice, they kind of, hang out by the pool. I put a grill out there and different, seating arrangements. That way, they can enjoy the weather, and just, I feel like this family's kind of all over the place at all of the times. So I really like the fact that there's multiple places for everybody to go, and it's just very, like I said, very homey, very lived in, very comfortable. I kind of figured, even with the family that I'm playing with, that, like I said, the grandma is she's like the matriarch, she's like the boss, and, the mom and dad are just very like cool and calm and kind of go with the flow and let the kids do what they want. I even kind of figured, like maybe the dad, at one point he was working like a 9 to 5 in an office building and just kind of got, a little mundane, and, he was tired of not seeing his kids all the time. So I did give him the aspiration of like a writer, because I thought that would be really fun, for him to kind of be home more, and, just adds a little bit more to the story. And you'll even see further along in the build where I kind of give him like a little writer's nook, I guess you could say. It's just a desk with a laptop. And I just thought that was perfect, because at one point he was this businessman, and now he just is hanging out at home with his kids. Here you can see where I'm creating a playroom. Now, I originally, as you see me dragging items over from the other room, I kind of had a little bit of a change of heart. I was going to make where you see me right now doing the playroom, I was going to have that be like the grandma's bedroom, but then I realized that I created that bathroom on kind of the wrong side of the house. So I moved it over. So here I am creating that playroom. I love the way that it turned out. It has a lot of little skill building, things for the kids and toys and different stuff. So I think that works out really nice. And I think it fits in because, instead of having those items jam-packed in all of the kids' rooms, they have their own space where they can kind of just, go and hang out and play and do different crafts and different stuff. And then here I am now moving on. I am doing the grandma's bedroom, which it's very simple, but I think it's really cute. I didn't think I needed to add a double bed. I usually don't put single beds in adult spaces. I don't know why. I kind of figure that they deserve, like a queen size bed, but I think it turned out really cute. I used a bunch of stuff from Parenthood. I just recently purchased that pack. I know I'm missing the mark here a little bit, but I am so glad that I did because it comes with so many items for build buy, especially too. Not only, fun, like actually in-game play, but it came with so many items that I loved. I love the kitchen countertops. I have been struggling with our, base game countertops, trying to find different ways to style them. So it was definitely nice to get some new countertops. But anyway, for the grandma's room, like I said, I just kind of wanted her to have her own space, and I think it turned out really good. She has her own bathroom. There's even a door connected to that back patio, so if she wants a break from all the crazy children and all the craziness going on, she has that option to go in her room and, read a book or take a bath or go sit out by the pool. So, like I said, I love the way that this build turned out. I think it's super cute. Here I am doing the parents' room. I was going to add that fireplace because I did, on the exterior of the house, add a chimney. And then realized when I was building the house, I did not add the fireplace. But I'm going to leave the chimney because aesthetically, I think it looks really nice. So, maybe I thought they just took out the fireplace because they wanted some more room for different stuff. So this is the parents' bedroom, like I said, and I just wanted to make it really warm and like comfortable, just that it's their own little oasis. I wanted to make sure that they had their own bathroom, that way they don't have to share with all of the kids, and just kind of, put a couple clutter items around. It just, like I said, my goal for this build was to make it look very lived in, very comfortable, very homey, and just, like they've been here for a while, and this is just, this is their forever home. Like they're not going anywhere anytime soon. And I think, it really came across well, and I just love it. And then I will be moving on to the nursery, which is another one of my favorite parts of this build. And it's another, just one more thing, which makes me wish that, babies weren't just, looked at as objects. I would love to have more things in, build by mode, different, bassinets, and just, even cribs, like just like an actual crib that is cute and that you could change like, the covers on and just, have different stuff for babies, or even, different sections for where you can like clean the bottles or keep, I'm really hopeful that one day The Sims will come out with more options for babies. And honestly, from seeing all the stuff that I see on Twitter and Instagram, I think it's possible. I don't want to get my hopes up too high because you see what happens when people get their hopes up too high on some of these different packs. But like I said, definitely think it's a possibility. Super excited for it. I'm crossing my fingers over here. And now you see I'm just kind of finishing up the teenage son's bedroom. Same thing. I kind of wanted it a little more dark, a little more, he doesn't really care. He's a teenage boy. He's going to just put whatever he wants in there. I put some sports equipment, different stuff, and that's his little space. And then for the girls, I love this room. I think it turned out really cute. At first, when I was doing Create a Sim, I kind of thought maybe I should make the Sims super different, like they're twins, but they're total opposites. And then I actually changed my mind. I was like, you know what? No, I want these girls to be exactly the same. Like they are tied at the hip. They do not go anywhere far from one another. And, they are just super close twin sisters. And so I made the bedroom just kind of the same because, like I said, they just like the same things and they're always together and they're very girly and fun. So that is why I kind of went with that for their bedroom. And in the bathroom, this is just going to be like the shared bathroom for the kids. And I really like it. I think it turned out really cute. I put a bunch of clutter items in there and different stuff where I just kind of thought, this is the kids' bathroom, there's just a bunch of stuff everywhere. There's dirty clothes, there's, towels and different stuff all over the place. And I really like the way that it turned out because, in a lot of my builds, I like it to still look like, it's clean, but people live here. Like it's very homey, it's cluttered up, and I think it just came out perfectly for how I envision this family to be. And yeah, I'm super happy with this build. I really adore all of the little items in it, and just how it looks messy, but yet the mom still keeps it all clean. Moving on into the hallway, I just add some greenery and different plants and a couple paintings and different stuff here and there. like I said before, I just wanted it to look like, they've been in this house forever. They're not going anywhere. And, this is just a bunch of stuff that they've kind of accumulated over the years. And, it's very comfortable. And, with the amount of kids running around, that there's going to be some books and random clutter and different baskets and things all over the place. So I think I definitely got that vibe across. And actually in this build, another thing that I did that's kind of not my norm is I did the landscaping last, which usually when I do these builds, I kind of do my shell, and then the first thing that I do is the landscaping. But it took me a really long time actually to kind of figure out what direction that I wanted to go. And at first I kind of wanted to make it really messy and overgrown. But then, I kind of looked at this house as like, it's not, I don't want to say it's the most expensive house, but I kind of thought like, no, especially with like how I have like the mom and the grandma, how their personalities are, like, they're not very messy. So I wanted to definitely put up something that was, a little more clean. So they do have a couple of those like messy shrubberies around, but for the most part, I love the way the hydrangeas and all that look. I think it's super cute, and it's kind of clean, but they do have some of that like overgrown grass around, like, they're not perfect. So I think it was super cute. I love how I used those stones as edgers. I just took the regular, rocks that are in the landscaping and just kind of use them as edgers, and I think it turned out super cute. In the backyard, same thing. I struggled at first a little bit, just kind of deciding exactly what I wanted to do. I love the way that pool turned out. I love how it's, connected to the deck. I was initially going to do just an above ground pool, but then I decided that I just wanted to make it one big deck because I just thought, especially with such a big family, that this is kind of just their hangout space. And even when I play tested with this house, I had so much fun, and I thought it was so realistic because even like the twin daughters, I mean, they sat out on those swings forever, and I just kind of thought, it's perfect. It's realistic, and it's cozy, comfortable, and I adore it, like I said. So you're just going to see me doing a lot of landscaping, and always with my landscaping, I mean, it's very repetitive. I always say to people that are, struggling with landscaping their builds that just, stick to a couple items and then use them over and over, size them up and down, and it just makes it so much easier. I think it looks so much, kind of more lived in and comfortable. Not that you're like trying too hard, or even that it kind of fits more in with, the aesthetics of everything. And I love it. I think it looks super cute. I like how I put the swing set and the kiddie pool, and I put a couple of those gardening, little gardening, gardening gardens. But, just kind of thought, the mom and the grandma, like maybe they even grow their own vegetables, because it is a big house. So that's a lot of people that they have to feed. So I thought maybe that they, do some gardening, from here and there and time to time. I love this pergola that I put on the backyard. I think it's super cute. I just dragged those, I think it's just like those low-laying yellow plants, yellow flowering plants, just to kind of make it look like ivy. And I love it. I think it's really pretty the way that it turned out. And I even added a bunch of these flower boxes and these awnings. I loved that copper color against the blue. I thought it was super pretty. And then these flowers just kind of, the flowers on the window boxes just kind of made everything pop. And like I said, I just kind of figured that, they've been here for a very long time, that they're just constantly adding little things here and there to the house. And like, I love it. I don't know what else to say about it. I just think it's super, like I said, super cozy, very comfortable looking home. And, it's perfect for any large family. Even if you don't want to play with the family that I, created, doesn't matter, because really any family could potentially grow into this house. And, it's just super fun for gameplay and everything else. And I just love the way that it looks. But we are coming up to the screenshots, guys. Please like and subscribe and leave any lovely comments that you have. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks again. Bye.